Shalom, Call, Limelight, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, or Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and a sincere shalom to 144,001 Now, just recently, the CME, which provides liquidity, or I should say data, for the foreign exchange market, gold, spot futures, options, so on and so forth. They suspiciously, okay, because Esau, these devils, silver hit an all-time high, and immediately as it hit an all-time high, the CME pulled the plug and said that the system got overheated, which everybody's coming out saying that's BS. Everybody. It's a very small select group of people that are buying this madness. Okay, these devils. Ever since this election cycle has been chaos. The election cycle was chaos. Trump tariffs, U.S. government shutdown. Now these devils are getting ready to bring in this beast system. Okay, so let's dive into this article. On November 28th, which was yesterday, 2025, as silver futures approached historic breakout levels above $54 an ounce, and gold surged past just under 4,200. The CME, which stands for Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the world's largest derivative exchange, experienced a cooling system failure (BS) at its Cyrus One data center in Aurora, Illinois. The 10-plus hour outage halted trading across 26 million daily contracts, which is a contract can be about $6, $5. So this could be in the billions, okay, in total amount of money, spanning equities, commodities, treasuries, currencies, and agricultural products, just as precious metals threaten to breach critical resistance levels. So these devils basically signaled, hey, when we don't like something, we screw everybody. That's what this is. This is how Esau is. If he can't get his way, then nobody gets their way. All right, that's how these devils move. That's exactly what they just displayed yesterday. The timing was extraordinary. Silver had gained 84% year over year and was poised for a breakout that would devastate short positions. Within minutes of the halt, spot silver inexplicably nuked $1 in over OTC trading despite frozen CME pricing. Gold printed two $40 liquidation wicks that instantly recovered, a pattern suggesting not organic selling but extreme pummeling stress. Yeah, manipulation. Simultaneously, banks borrowed $24 billion through the Federal Reserve Standing Repo Facility on a shortened post-Thanksgiving trade session, a massive liquidity injection that coincided with exchanges maintenance window. Yeah, so this is what these devils do. All right, and this is the sign of the end. You're doing BS like this, and China is being more honorable than you. This is your fall. This is the fall of these Edomites, man. This is their fall. They're going downhill. This wasn't just a technical glitch. This was a case study in how critical financial infrastructure can fail at precisely the moment it threatens established market interest. There you go. So these devils are letting it be known, hey, when something happens and we don't like it, we will collapse. We will collapse whatever we need to collapse and then lie about it. This is how these devils have been operating since Esau came into power. Because think about it. Go back to Esau. What happened? He gave up his birthright, but then got mad about giving up the birthright that he did. And he said, if I can't have it, then Jacob can't have it, which is what? Him trying to slay his brother Jacob. These devils are always going to be mischievous, conniving, low down, dirty, all right, creatures. And then this didn't stop silver from mooning. It still shot up once the market opened back up. It shot up. They couldn't stop it from shooting up. They could just stop it to hedge themselves. But they're gonna collapse this monetary system for good and have it be the MOTB. All right. Let me go back. Didn't mean to do that. What happened at the critical moment? Actually, before I read that, let's get this. Let's go to James. This is James 5 from the top, misuse of riches. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Yeah, this is the rich right here. This is the corruption. This is their wealth, and it's corrupted. Your gold, and wait, your gold and silver is cankered. There you go. And the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth at the cries of them which have reaped, are entered into the ears of Yahweh Sabaoth. And that's the Israelites, particularly the elect. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Yeah, you got these bankers that make hundreds of billions, if not trillions, yearly. They have the most insane, lavish types of luxuries that that this society can offer, and they can do things like this, shutting down the data feed because it's not going their way. All right, people see this, and they're going to lose trust. And there's going to be rebellion. What CME claimed happened. According to official statements from the CME Group in Cyrus 1, on November 27, our CH whatever facility experienced a chiller plant failure affecting multiple cooling units. Our engineering teams, along with specialized mechanical contractors, are on site working to restore full cooling capacity. And this is BS. All right. And I think this statement's supposed to be well, it happened from the transition to 27th to the 28th. I think it's called the Tokyo session, the Tokyo trading session around there. So this is what these devils was doing. They saw that silver because these devils don't control where the markets go per se. All right. But it is manipulated to force extreme volatility, but it's so many different players like hedge funds and whales across the world that pump money into these markets to where one person or one group doesn't have authority over the whole entire, market. So that's why they just cut the data feed, because that's what one group has control over this specific data feed, which is the CME, the largest data feed in the world. Let's get this right here. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, all these super crazy negative things that happen. These Edomites sitting at the secret council of the wicked was like, you know what? Pull the plug. Boom. Right? None of this is accidental. Just like with the pandemic, not an accident. Just like the next pandemic, the MOTB, the financial, the financial collapse. This is Zephaniah 1:10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate. Now, the fish gate represents like your economy, all right? Because when the waterways are used for what? To move goods. The internet is connected through what? Cables underwater, right? So everything, or I should say, the society and humanity has always had nations and kingdoms having critical points through what? The fish gate, these harbors and whatnot, okay? And a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Now that the crashing of the hills goes into what? This economy going down, man. That represents what? These governments collapsing, these economies collapsing. And how is it going to collapse? The money. The money. That's how nations, kingdoms, that's how kingdoms collapse. It's through the money. So they're going to collapse this monetary system. We don't know how, right? We don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but they're going to do it. They're going to all this we've been seeing, the tariffs, the US government shut down, and all this. It's not a coincidence that this is somewhat mirroring 2019. And then what happened during 2019 leading to 2020, you had the pandemic. And we already know that a pandemic 2 is coming, and it's going to be what? Worse than the last one. Like Bill Gates of Health said, Joe Biden, other people, other lower level luminaries that's on the scene, got a face on a camera. So this is how these devils coming. And it's going to be worse. There's going to be more chaos coming. And there's all this gold and silver. Unless if it doesn't get burnt up, in which, by the way, Babylon has been moving gold and silver out of the U.S. They're moving it overseas. So guess what? All those precious metals, guess who that's going to be preserved for? The elect. Right? Them gold vaults in England, in the UK, for the elect. For the Israelites as a whole. All right? In the kingdom. So all this BS Esau's doing, they're planning. I'm going to do another lesson on that, Lord's willing. Their plan, how they're going to set up the collapse of the monetary system. All right? So I'm going to end that off right there. Ottawa and Rutgers, I was edifying. Shalom.